Ron told me that he turned over many boxes filled with artifacts to the museum, and that they just stacked them in the basement or in their work area and didn't even bother to go through them.
Tengo entendido, he visto en una filmación, que el rabino que está intentando moverlo todo para reconstruir el tercer templo de Jerusalén, creo que se llama Chaim Richman, dice que ellos tienen localizada el arca, que por eso no la intentan reconstruir al igual que han hecho con los otros objetos que había en el templo. ¿Sabéis si realmente es cierto? ¿Los que pertenecen a este grupo tienen localizada el arca?
They have said that they know where the ark is. They have announced that. They have everything ready to build the temple, everything, even to the priest's garments. They have everything except the ark, and they said they know where it is.
O sea, que ellos de seguro que sí saben dónde está el arca.
Yes.
That's correct.
¿Cómo está la relación entre el Estado judío y ustedes? ¿Se han puesto en contacto con alguno de ustedes?
No, not me.
No.
No.
El señor Ron habló de que tomó muestras de sangre sobre el propiciatorio, la tapa del arca. Sobre lo del análisis de esa sangre, que él dice que era de Jesús, ¿tiene el gobierno de Israel pruebas del resultado de ese análisis? Porque según el señor Wyatt, dice que era sangre viva después de unos 2000 años, tal como se muestra en esas imágenes de prueba de laboratorio, la cual cosa repercutiría muy duramente contra la religión judía, que no aceptó ni acepta a Jesús como el Mesías. ¿Han hecho ellos alguna declaración al respecto?
The government doesn't have a copy of the blood test, as far as I know. I don't think they do. The initial test Ron had done there in Israel was after he took the Ten Commandments out of the Ark of the Covenant. The angel told Ron to have the blood tested. He took it to a lab there in Israel, and he videotaped them doing the testing. And as far as we know, he may have taken the test results, if there was a lab report, back to the cave when he returned the videotape of where he removed the Ten Commandments out of the ark. That was videotaped, and it could be the blood testing in the lab was done on the same videotape. But so that videotape, the lab report, and the Ten Commandments, we think, are all sitting there in the cave
Not very long, though.
to be presented to the world. As far as I know, I don't think the Israeli government has a copy of that blood test.
¿Ron no sacó ninguna copia de esas filmaciones al exterior? ¿Lo dejó todo en el arca?
You mean the videotape, a copy of the videotape?
I don't know. Different people have different opinions of that. Ron didn't tell me about. He told me he watched it before he left it there, or before he returned it. But I don't know of any copies. So some people think there are copies. Of course, the Israeli intelligence, they're very snoopy and know a lot of things, and they could very easily have the results of the blood from the laboratory. But I don't know.
Uh-oh. As far as we know, there are no other copies of it. I've heard a rumor that my dad gave a man a copy of it, but I don't know the man's name or who he was or anything, so that's all I've heard.
Ronnie has to leave in a few minutes. If you've got any special questions for him, he helped on the Ark of the Covenant dig with his father. If you've got any questions just for him, you want to address them right now.
Sí, básicamente, antes de que te vayas, me gustaría saber si, sabiendo que Wyatt parece ser que es un apellido de origen judío, si vosotros sois descendientes de la tribu de Leví. Sabéis que tienen un cromosoma distinto. Me gustaría saber si vosotros habéis hecho prueba de ADN para confirmar ese detalle.
Yes. Yes. After my father died, there were people who were interested in his DNA, and so they came to me and tested my DNA to see if it turned out to be from the tribe of Levi. And in a way, it's weird. It didn't come from the tribe of Levi. It actually was from Judah.
Muy interesante. Y bueno, una pregunta más antes de que te vayas. Sabemos que entró con Ron, con tu padre, entró a ver el arca, en la estancia donde está el arca, una persona que luego parece ser que se fue corriendo y no quería volver allí. ¿Qué se sabe de este señor?
I don't know if he is still alive today or not. I really don't. I'm familiar with the story because my father just saw the look on his face, and he just said that he was just so scared. He had never seen anybody that scared.
I have a question for Ronnie. Ronnie, do you know of anyone else that ever made it into the cave or got to look into the cave after Ron opened it up?
To my knowledge, nobody got to look in onto the Ark of the Covenant. Since my father passed away, isn't it Wilbur Bishop's daughter? Yes. Or something said that Wilbur... There's a rumor that a good friend of my father's, Wilbur Bishop, went in there, but I don't know, and I kind of doubt the validity of that story.
Ronnie, ¿tú has vuelto allí?
Have I been to the Ark of the Covenant?
Well, have you been after the excavations you did in the past? Have you gone back?
Yes, I was able to go back in 2005 and helped on an excavation. And then I was also back over there in 2007 just doing an interview by the dig in the Garden Tomb and the Red Sea crossing sites for some people in Norway. What's interesting about the excavation that I helped Wyatt Archaeological Research on is me and my brother and my father found the cross holes where Christ was crucified and the thieves in front of the cutouts where they placed the signs that said Jesus Christ, King of the Jews, and all that. And we found these 3 cross holes, and from the earthquake there was a crack that came down through the center of Christ's cross hole. And that's where Dad first got his first blood sample, was from the crack in that rock. Even though it was very dirty, I'm sure, from just dirt. But we dug out those cross holes with our hands, and since that time, when we excavated, we covered those up because we thought that maybe the Israelites, Israelis might want to tear them up because they don't necessarily believe in Jesus and the crucifixion and all. So we hid them, and to this day they have never been dug back up. And I think that that would be a very good thing for someone to excavate and to show people so they could see where their Savior died.